welcome to another intimate moment with Maya. Today I'll be continuing our conversation about stress and sex, particularly how to not let stress negatively impact our sex lives. In the first video, I talked about scheduling sex and the utility of doing this, but also the limitations of doing this. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go back and watch that one. But in this video, I'll be talking about erotic intelligence. And so you might be thinking like, oh, okay, Maya, like this might be a step too far. I'm just here to figure out how I can have more sex when I'm stressed out. And I get it. Sex frequency is something that our culture is fixated on. It's a way for us to prove ourselves as sexual beings. It's a way that we prove that our relationships are strong because we can say that we have sex more. And so I get where that impulse is coming from. But me personally, I'm more interested in helping you all have sex lives and lives in general that are more passionate, that are more full of desire and eroticism, not just more sex. So given that, that's where erotic intelligence comes in. So what is erotic intelligence? Erotic intelligence is this huge concept that I'm learning more and more about each day. But in general, it's understanding how to create the space in your life and what creates the space in your life for more passion and eroticism and desire to emerge. So for some people, it may depend upon if you work during the day or if you work at the evenings. It may depend upon perhaps past sexual experiences that you've had. It may depend upon a whole host of things. But there are certain elements to eroticism that are relevant for almost all of us, if not all of us. And so that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Specifically, I'm going to dive into this conundrum that many couples, and I argue individuals, face, which is you cannot want what you already have. So what do I mean by this? Well, let's talk about what it feels like to desire someone. What is the fuel behind that? The fuel behind that is that you want them. You want to have sex with them. You want them to touch you. You want to kiss them. You want to share an intimate moment with them. Now let's talk about the fuel behind when you're really close to someone. So you may feel like you know everything about them, you spend all this time together, they're your best friend. And so the fuel behind that is that you feel like you have them. So this is where the conundrum comes in. It's hard to feel like you want something that you already have. Or in other words, it's hard to feel passionate and lustful and to desire, all prerequisites for great sex, someone that you're extremely close to. So this also can be relevant to individuals, I think. So if you're someone who is looking to have more sex with yourself, it's often that people can look at themselves as these limited beings. I know what I like sexually. I know how to make myself orgasm. And this goes beyond just like orgasming and sex. You can feel very static in terms of your personality in general. But what I'm here to offer about this conundrum is that we just have to introduce mystery and curiosity back into our everyday lives, back into how we perceive our partners, and back into how we perceive ourselves. So I get that this is like an amorphous topic, it's really complicated, and it's a bit counterintuitive. So I'm going to read a quote from this book, Mating in Captivity by Esther Perel, that I've been reading to learn more about erotic intelligence. So she says, "Many couples confuse love with merging. It's hard to generate excitement, anticipation, and lust with the same person you look to for comfort and stability. But it's not impossible. I invite you to think about ways you might introduce risk to safety, mystery to the familiar, and novelty to the enduring." So that's all that I have for you today. Let me know if you'd be interested in more videos about erotic intelligence, specifically me unpacking what it might look like to introduce mystery into the everyday or the familiar. As always, I want to hear from you. Comment down below just one adjective describing what a passionate moment with someone else feels like to you. Also, be sure to share this video with one new person so that we can bring more people into our community that we're starting here. Alright, that's all I have for you today, and I will see you next week.